This is going to be an exciting week for Pokemon Pocket. We've got 2 brand new events starting, and I believe we'll be getting trading this week as well. In this video, I'll go over all the upcoming events and everything we know so far about trading. I'll make news videos like this every week, so make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. The first event, starting at 12 PM Japan Standard Time on Monday 20th of January, is the Mythical Island PvP event. Yes, this is the 5 consecutive win event. So in order to get the highest reward, this spiky green emblem that you'll be able to display on your profile, you need to win 5 games in a row. The event runs until 27th of January, so we only have a week to beat it. As Pokemon Pocket battles are already so luck reliant because of all the coin flips and to an extent card draws, I would recommend using the best decks possible if you want that sparkly emblem to show off to your friends. This means putting away that Licky Tongue or a Slowpoke deck you like so much. You can play those in casual mode. I looked through the tournament data on the Limitless website and found the highest win rate decks for you. The first deck with the highest win rate really surprised me. It's a far-fetched Greninja deck with Marshadow and Hitmonlee for support. This deck has a 55% win rate, but with a rather small sample size. It's definitely a deck you want to go second with, but you can still win if you go first. This might actually be the best home for Marshadow. I've been trying to find a home for him ever since Mythical Island miniset came out, but he didn't seem to fit anywhere perfectly. With this deck, you can reliably deal 140-180 damage. First, you smack your opponents with your Spring Onion or Leek, and when they knock the duck out, you use Marshadow to finish off their Pokemon. It's really simple but effective. And you also have Greninja providing extra damage on the bench. Hitmonlee can really come in clutch with Gyarados EX running rampant. I like holding my Hitmonlee in hand until I need him. Always give your opponents as little information about your actions as possible. Combine Hitmonlee with Greninja and you can easily finish off whatever your opponent is hiding on the bench. Very important to note with this deck, I recommend not adding water energy for consistency. Yes, your Greninja won't be able to attack, but most of the time you'll just sit on the bench hitting your opponent's Pokemon with Water Shuriken, while Farfetch'd and Marshadow do most of the damage up front. The second highest win rate deck from the recent tournament results is, surprise surprise, Celebi EX. In the ideal scenario, this deck will open with an Execute which will evolve into Executor as soon as possible. Since Executor EX only needs 1 energy to terrorize our opponents, we can pump our Celebi EX with energy on the bench. And it actually feels good to go first with this deck if you get the Executor EX start. Celebi EX's biggest weakness has always been its low health, but combine it with Executor EX, who is incredibly tanky, and you've got yourself a 53.93% win rate deck. And of course, we have the superior package to help us roll 1,000,000 coins with Celebi EX. I did find it a little hard to draw the Snivy since we only have 1 copy, but with a little bit of luck, you can win even without a superior on the bench. The nice thing about grass decks is you can add Erica to your deck, which can help you stall for an extra turn or 2. 50 health is a lot, especially for a chunky Pokemon like Executor EX. This deck is not my favorite out of the ones I'm showing. I don't really like relying on coin flips too much, especially with coin flips like Celebi EX or Marowak EX, where there is a possibility of dealing 0 damage if you get super unlucky. If like me, you don't want to rely on coin flips, let me introduce you to one of the best decks in the game, Pikachu EX. Pikachu EX has been a top meta deck ever since Pokemon Pocket got released, and it's still one of the most consistent decks you can play. There are 0 coin flips with this deck, and your only luck factors are how well you draw your cards and whether you go first or second. Going second is almost always better with Pikachu EX decks, but it's not too bad to go first with this deck if you start with Blitzel into Zebstrika. Since Zebstrika only needs 1 energy to attack, it's incredibly fast and can one-shot a Magikarp before your opponent even has a chance to evolve it. And you have the option of attacking your opponent's active Pokemon too. I usually prefer playing the Raichu version of Pikachu EX decks, but I have to admit the Zebstrika deck works much better against Gyarados EX decks. Besides Pikachu EX and Zebstrika, we also have a few other lightning Pokemon to fill the bench. Dedede can help stall, Electabuzz can snipe a bench Pokemon, and Zapdos EX is just a good overall Pokemon to have in any circumstances. It can tank, it can chip away at opponents' health by pecking at them, and if you don't draw Pikachu EX, you can try and high roll with Thundering Hurricane and finish your opponents like that. This deck has a 52.76% win rate from recent tournaments, so if you want a deck with 0 coin flips, this one is perfect for you. Of course, I can't talk about the best decks in the game without mentioning Gyarados EX. The Gyarados EX Greninja package is still terrorizing the tournament scene with a 53% win rate. This deck can consistently win even if you miss your coin flips with Misty, and all because of Draudigon and Leaf. Draudigon is just the best stalling Pokemon you can use with only 2 retreat cost and with its ability to chip away at your opponent's health without adding any energy to it. And with Leaf you can retreat it for free and put your Gyarados EX in action without sacrificing any energy. The Greninja package is amazing at helping you snipe bench Pokemon or just to help you Gyarados EX do enough damage to chunky EX Pokemon like Mewtwo EX or Executor EX. And the Mythical Island Magikarp ability is just great. You get to retreat for free and preserve its energy for future use. For this deck you definitely need 2 copies of Leaf because unless you high roll your Misty, you will not be putting any energy on Draudigon, so you have to rely on Leaf to retreat it. Another important thing to note about this deck is that you have to remove fire energy from it. You don't want to be stuck getting fire energy when you're trying to pump your Gyarados EX, and the game adds fire energy to the deck automatically because of Draudigon. So many times I made a slight change to the deck, even if it's just removing an item card for a supporter card, and the game automatically re-added fire energy to it. It just feels super counterintuitive, and I really hope they change that in the future. The last deck I want to showcase is the trusty old Charizard EX. Yes, it's fallen out of popularity a little bit, but Charizard EX is the only Pokemon who can one-shot Gyarados EX without outside help. And according to the recent tournament results, this deck still has a very respectable 52.74% win rate. This deck is also pretty simple to play. You want to start with Moltres EX in your active spot so you can pump your Charmander or Growlithe or Fire Energy. With a little bit of luck, you can get a fully charged up Arcanine EX in 2 turns or a fully charged up Charizard EX in 3 turns. Of course, Charizard EX being a stage 2 evolution makes this deck a little easier to brick with compared to the other decks I showed you earlier. But assembling a Charizard EX and dealing 200 damage to opponent's Pokemon is just fun. Being able to literally one-shot anything in the game makes Charizard EX very scary once assembled and fully charged up. Arcanine EX is also a great card in the current meta since it can one-shot Pikachu EX and Celebi EX, both very popular cards in tournaments. I probably wouldn't recommend playing this deck if you can build one of the other ones. This deck's fun factor is high, but it can be a little bit more inconsistent than the other decks. The good thing about this PvP event is that to get the best rewards for it, you don't even have to win matches. Yes, you get a shiny emblem you can display on your profile, but that's it. To get the best rewards, those coveted pack hourglasses we're all stocking up on for the new set, you simply need to participate in 10 PvP battles. Yep, you don't even have to win, you can literally just concede 10 games in a row and you'll be able to finish the pack hourglass missions. As long as you participate in 10 PvP games, you'll get your 24 pack hourglasses, enough for 2 packs. There are other rewards that reward Shine Dust do require you to actually win games. To get all the rewards, you just need to win 15 games, thankfully not continually. If you complete these missions, you'll be able to get 3,850 Shine Dust, which some speculate will be the currency used for trading. Speaking of trading, I firmly believe that the feature will come out sometime this week. From the way Pocket seems to announce news and events, we usually hear about them about 1 week in advance, like with the Mythical Island mini set. And we got an official announcement on how trading is going to work on 16th of January, so it's very likely trading is going to come out in the middle of this week, if not when PvP event starts on Monday. I doubt the developers would want to release the feature as the new set comes out on 30th of January, because if something goes wrong, that will negatively impact the new set launch. If trading is launched 1 week in advance, it gives them plenty of time to make sure the feature runs smoothly. And now a little bit about how trading is going to work in game. As we suspected, only certain cards will be tradable. So only cards with diamond rarity and 1-star cards will be tradable, which means 2-star cards, immersives, and crown rares will not be tradable. But the most disappointing thing about it is that it seems like the promo cards will also not be tradable since they don't have a rarity symbol on them. This is going to upset a lot of players who either missed those events or got unlucky to not get the promo card they wanted. I know a lot of people were very unlucky in the Lapras EX event and didn't manage to get one, hoping to collect it from trading. If it is true that those promo cards are not tradable, I fully expect the game to give us more opportunities to earn them in the future. If the game is anything like Pokemon Go, nothing is really event exclusive. I remember catching a shiny flying Pikachu with balloons on its back thinking I had a rare event exclusive, only for it to come back for a different event a few months later. So if those promo cards are not tradable, I'm sure the game will allow you to collect them somehow in the future. I hope. It looks like trading will only be possible between in-game friends, which is reasonable. We'll only be able to trade cards of the same rarity, so no, we won't be able to trade a Rattata for a Mewtwo EX. And from the language of the announcement, it looks like we will only be able to trade cards from past sets or sets that are about to become past sets. Once the trading feature is launched, we'll be able to trade cards from the Genetic Apex and Mythical Island booster packs, but not the new booster packs coming out at the end of the month. This was also expected since they want whales to whale before free-to-play players get to eat at the table. And lastly, items must be consumed in order to trade. This will be the biggest indicator of how much trading we'll be able to do in game. I really hope that there won't be another trading hourglass currency where we only have 5 of and the cost is related to how rare a card is. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if it would cost 1 trading hourglass to trade a 1 diamond card, 4 trading hourglasses for an EX card, and maybe 5 trading hourglasses for a 1-star card. Pretty much the same way Wonder Picks work at the moment. It is also possible that trading will use an existing currency like Shine Dust, because at the moment it has almost no use besides adding flares to your cards. Most people are probably sitting on a big reserve of Shine Dust. Even if Shine Dust is the currency, I expect the cost to be dependent on card rarity. So the rarer the card, the more expensive it's going to be to trade. We'll have to see whether trading is going to be a useful feature once it's actually released, but it's clear that the feature was designed to keep the whales spending and to not hurt their bottom line. Another event that we know for sure is coming this week is a Psychic type Pokemon Mass Outbreak event, similar to the Fire Pokemon Mass Outbreak event we had a few months ago. Mass Outbreak event sounds flashy, but in essence it's just a Wonder Pick event with some side missions. The event starts at 12 PM Japan Standard Time on Thursday, 23rd of January, and ends at the same time on 29th of January. So again, we have a week to complete the missions and Wonder Pick the cards we need. There will be 2 types of Wonder Picks, a free bonus one you'll be able to pick without spending any Wonder Hourglasses, and a rare one that will cost 3 Wonder Pick Hourglasses. The rare Wonder Pick event will be useful for players who are still missing Mew EX, Baby Mewtwo, or Gardevoir. The event comes with some missions of course, and if you complete them all, you'll be able to earn a few Wonder Pick Hourglasses and 20 shop tickets. The shop tickets in particular will be very useful if you haven't bought out this month's supply of pack hourglasses. And finally, during the event, we'll be able to unlock a special event exclusive flare for Mew EX. So if you have a few Mew EX to spare, it might be worth getting one just in case it doesn't come back in the future. These are all the events we're going to get before the new set, which is rumored to come out on 30th of January. We should be hearing some news about the new set sometime this week, and as soon as we do, I'll cover them on my channel. I'm super excited for the new set. I can't wait to open some new booster packs, and the game desperately needs an injection of new cards into the meta. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what cards you'd like to see in the new mini set. I would really love to see the Shinx and Larvitar lines, and maybe a supporter card for a metal type Pokemon. I make a lot of content on Pokemon Pocket, from pack openings, game news and events, to guides and decklist videos. If that sounds like something you would like, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you next time.